morning. It is Wednesday, August 24th. 3 days before my birthday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 26. I'm doing like a birthday vlog, right? And I'm doing it because I'm actually like, I have the birthday blues right now. I'm like pretty depressed. And it doesn't help that I'm actually like PMSing, and automatically when I PMS, I'm really hard on myself. I'm really like down. I've been really fatigued. I've been like exhausted. So this is me showing you guys my best efforts as we go on the road to 34. I'm leaving 33 and I'm on my way to 34, and I'm trying to get out of my funk because I deserve to be happy. I deserve to feel good about my birthday. I deserve to celebrate life after the crazy couple of years I've had. But I'm in a funk. And this is me. I literally slept all day yesterday. And with me feeling like my life is like on an upwards trajectory, with my life being on an upwards trajectory, I have things to celebrate and I'm going in a good way, but I'm still depressed. So this is me bringing you guys, oh my God, did you see dirty nails? But this is me bringing you guys with me on my intentionality tour while I'm trying to be really intentional with myself and with my time and trying to bring and pull out joy for my birthday. So today, the goal is to get dressed. I've been looking like this for, mind your business, for a long time, for a long periodically time. I've literally been slicking the same ponytail. It's like gel residual. Don't ask no questions. I won't tell you no lies. I'm about to be intentional with myself. I'm about to go hop in the shower, rinse all this old gel out of my hair, slick this pony, put on a cute dress. I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go work on the outline for a movie I've been trying to write. And I'm just gonna do things. Tomorrow, I'll probably go to Ponce. Then Friday, I'll probably go to Atlantic Station. Maybe I'll do Atlantic Station tomorrow and Ponce on Friday. Either way, I'm getting out, I'm getting dressed, I'm forcing myself to do stuff so that way when my birthday comes, I feel lively and celebrated and loved. And I've learned that I can't receive love from anybody else if I don't feel loved myself. My friends can love me down. My cousins can love me down, but if I don't feel love within myself, I'm just gonna reject it, and that's not fair to them, and that's not fair to me. So let me love on me, and let's get into it. I'm going to put some makeup on this face that's been real tired. And yeah, I'm gonna head out. I'm put some Beyonce on. Remember that I'm that girl and that these motherfuckers ain't stopping me. Like I gotta like Super Saiyan and Power Ranger.
What you're seeing now is my normal state. This is a Super Saiyan.
Pull out my inner bad chick. You know, I gotta pull out my inner baddie, my inner gorgeous, my inner superstar, my inner alien superstar. I gotta bring her out. It is Virgo season. What are you doing? Why are you sad? We are that girl. Like, come on. I gotta shake it up. So breakfast, Beyonce, makeup. Oh no, breakfast, Beyonce, beat. BBB. Breakfast, Beyonce, beat, and we're gonna get this day together. Okay, I'm about to do my makeup real quick. I took a shower, did my hair. It's still wet, so I got the shower cap on. I started this in the bathroom, but it was too hot, child. So we're gonna finish it up out here. I figured that while I'm getting ready, I could tell you guys why. One of the reasons I have like a bit of the depression, right? So this is gonna be a really quick, no makeup look. Or that's at least what I think as I put on like loads of foundation. Let's hope it goes well. But the thing that really was bothering me is, well, let me back up a little bit. If you watch the God Told Me to Move part 1 or 2, you know I'm in Atlanta. And you know I moved here with not a job planned, not an apartment laid out. I came out here with nothing, right? Well, I did have a car. I came out here with nothing but my car. And then God was like, snatched. Yeah, he did. He cold-blooded, cold-blooded. I was really hustling and looking for a job. And in the last videos I actually had COVID while I was recording those videos. And to be honest, when I had COVID, that was literally the only time I allowed myself to rest, was because I was like, okay, I have a medical reason to rest. Because other than that, I was like, you're unemployed, you got kids, your savings is dwindling, work, work, work. And as far as working, I mean like look for a job. And you look for a job like you, oh, dang, my blush just fell. But look for a job like it is your job, right? When I filmed those videos, I actually had a few interviews lined up. And the interview I was most excited about was for a program coordinator position for a nonprofit. And when I tell you, I really wanted this job. I really wanted this job. Just why I was okay doing the interview while I had COVID. I was like, I'm not gonna reschedule. I'm gonna stick to the plan. I'm gonna do my homework. I'm gonna practice, yada, yada, yada. Well, all of a sudden, when I was doing the video, or not the video, when I was doing the interview, it felt like I couldn't think. Mind you, I had been fine throughout that entire day. But all of a sudden, when the interview hit, I couldn't think. Full-blown COVID brain kicked in. And I was like, what's going on? And if you know me, I'm really well-spoken. I'm a really thoughtful person, an insightful person. So that is completely out of character for me. Even when I'm sick, I'm a whole mom. So, you know, sickness don't stop nothing for me. But I tried to push on when I shouldn't have. I should have just, postponed the interview. But I was like, no, I can do it. I can do it. And I have not heard back from them since. It was so bad that I was like, I had COVID. I have COVID, you guys. I'm so sorry for, my lack of sharpness right now. I just really didn't want to miss this opportunity to interview with you guys. They seem pretty understanding. It was my second interview with them, and I haven't heard anything about a third interview. My aunt, she has connections, and she was able to speak to one of her coworkers and was like, hey, my niece is looking for a job. If you hear anything, let me know. She texted my auntie randomly, or she got in touch with my aunt randomly and let her know, like, oh, hey, have her apply for this job by close of business. Mind you, it was like 4 o'clock. And it was like an accounting technician position. And I had never worked in accounting, but I was like, you know what? You need a job. So I did the interview while I had COVID, and miraculously for that interview, I was on point, right? So I'm on point, had a really good interview. But the issue was when it came to the salary I desired, they were not able to meet that. So, and I was willing to negotiate, because when you ain't got no job, child, any salary is a salary. But I was willing to negotiate, but they were like, we don't want to shortchange you. I'm like, okay, fine. Then randomly, I get a call out of nowhere from a commissioner. And she was like, hey, I have a coworker that just speaks really, really highly of you. And we're hiring for a position, but the position was closed and we're technically done interviewing. But she told me that I really need to talk to you. And I was like, okay. So I was really just blown away by that, because over my life, my pastor prophesied over the congregation that your name will be in high places and places you don't know. And the things that God has for you, he will send them to you. He was like, God will send these things to you. It's not your works. It's not your work ethic. It's none of that. It's God sending it to you. And I'm like, okay. So when this happened, I was on the phone with my best friend, and I was just like, oh my God, girl, guess what just happened? Like, and we had a shouting moment, because to be honest, that call came on a really rough day. I had a really rough day. I was really at a place where I was feeling kind of low and being like, God, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I where I'm supposed to be at? So it was a really rough day, but God came through right on time. That's why it's like, God don't come when you want him to, but he come when he needs to, because I was at a really low point. And to have that call, be like, yeah, so we're going to schedule you for an interview. Okay, an interview for a job that is closed, that the interviews are already over with. Come on, tell me that's not a point-proving God and not a time-restoring God and a good God, right? Tell me that's not what that is. That's exactly what that is. So I do that interview, and when I tell you I studied, because even though it is a good progression of, you know, my career from, you know, case management, care coordinator, it's still something in a field that I've never done before. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just do my homework over the position, because mind you, the person that called me about the position is the commissioner of the entire department. What? So I did the interview. What? So I did the interview. The interview was like 30 minutes long. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I was a little concerned, because I was like, this interview is only like 30 minutes. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I do my thank you emails after the interview, and they call me. And they're like, hey, I just want to be really transparent with you. And when I heard that, I was like, oh my God. Oh no. She was like, I really want to be transparent with you. We really enjoyed your interview and we want to move on to the next steps. How is next week? Mind you, during the interview, they said that it will probably be a couple of weeks before I hear anything back. And it's for the city, so that usually takes a while anyway. So I'm like, okay, it'll be a couple of weeks. She calls me the day of the interview to schedule it for next week. What? So I'm like, yes, in there. Then I get a call like 30 minutes after that. And she's like, actually, we have something available for this week. Are you available? Yes, abso-freaking-lutely. I go to the interview, super easy breezy. My interview was 3:30 by 3:38, 8 minutes. 8, doesn't that mean new? God is good for that. He's something else. By 3:38, I had a job offer. And a praise goes right there. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So by 3:38, I had a job offer. And I know you guys are wondering, like, Tarina, what does this have to do with you being depressed? Okay, so I have like birthday depression. One, because I'm not where I really wanted to be. I'm turning 34. I'm turning 34. And God is doing things in my life that are miraculous, and I'm super grateful for it. But just in the physical, in me now, I'm like, I'm in my cousin's house. I don't have a car. I don't have a job, even though I have a job. But the reason why I tied that in is the depression is I have the job, but I'm waiting on the offer. So I'm watching my email like a freaking hawk to almost make it feel real, even though they told me it was gonna take time. So be patient. And I'm like, yes, so patience, come on, calm it down, bring it in, relax, right? But I just really feel like I'm not doing where I wanted to be, and I'm still single. Like, looking at me physically, like looking at myself physically, my biological clock is ticking. And to be honest, I do want more children. I do want a husband. I do want more children. I want to have my husband's children. And I'm just like, with time going the way it is, what's gonna happen? Because I'm gonna be 34. If I meet a man, we have this whirlwind, whimsical romance. We just fall deeply in love and end up getting married. Most likely I'll be getting married around 35. Then I gotta see, like, is that man, and that's even if that happens, right? Then I have to see, like, does that man even want children? If he wants children, how long into our relationship before I have children? I'm gonna be 35. That's a geriatric pregnancy. Geriatric as in old as hell, geriatric. So with that being said, I'm like, I almost died with both of my children. With Kalia, I had severe hypertension. They had to deliver me early. And then with Liam, I had severe hypertension. They had to deliver me early and everything went fine. But I had what is called HELP syndrome, which means that after I delivered the baby, after I had Liam, my body went into shock and my blood pressure was at stroke levels. Say with my 2 children, I already had high risk pregnancies. So I'm like, man, it would be really, really rough. Well, I'm not going to speak that in my life. It would, looking physically and not spiritually, it would be rough to have a child this late in life, right? So I'm just like, I think if I'm being honest, I'm losing a little bit of hope when it comes to husband and the children. I'm just kind of like, maybe God doesn't want that for me. And if that's what God doesn't want for me, like I'm kind of in a place where I'm a little mad, like, God, why would you let me want it so bad? And then I'm just like, why does it always have to be so hard? Like, why can't it just be in timing that makes sense so that it isn't difficult? Like, so, I mean, who's to say it may not be difficult? But I'm just like at a point where sometimes I have those moments to be like, who's to say it's going to happen? And I'm really trying to stand 10 toes down in my faith and 10 toes down in my hope of being like, it's going to happen. God's going to do it. Yes, you know, but, and I say that as a person that just experienced the grace and glory of God. Like in a miraculous way, because what I didn't tell you guys is that the position that that sent for me, the position that called me and sought after me after it was already closed, the door that God opened is over the department that I interviewed for that I really wanted. They literally are like the facilitators of that program.
God's got plans for you, but what God has planned for you is bigger than what you have planned for yourself.
So I'm like notches above the very position that I desired and wanted for and stressed for and was praying for. So that whole COVID fog may not have even been a COVID fog. That may have been God fogging my brain intentionally so I could fumble that, so that I could be stressed over, so that when he hands me what he has for me and it's miles above, literally the positions above the very department position I was stressing over, I would be like, oh my God. This is one of the reasons I love the Bible, because it helps you to not feel bad about your faith or lack thereof sometimes, because the disciples were right there with Jesus, right there with God in the flesh, human form, God the Son, part of the Trinity, right there with him, seeing do miracles. They literally saw him feed thousands and with 2 loaves of fish, or however many it was. And then the next day, I don't know how many days it was, but then literally the next miracle, they were like, how are we gonna eat? It's so human, right? It's so human to be like, not holding them to the expectation of just miraculous faith, right? That's why I like reading the Bible, because it makes my little moments of being like, well, what happened? And what do you think? And of doubt human and normal, because the people that were right there with Jesus had moments of being like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, you're with God, bro, chill out. So I'm saying that to say, as a person that just experienced the glory and just perfection, the bountiful perfection of God, I'm still being like, but what about this apartment? And what about this car? And what about this man? And it's like, God is like, did I not show you I'm me? Like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, you, what about it? Still waiting for my answer, right? Yeah, that's where I am. And to be honest, with my birthday, I really wanted to spend this birthday in Paris. And the fact that I'm not in Paris, because I never had the extra funds to be in Paris, because I'm like saving for a move and saving to make sure I have money while I'm out there. I think that I kind of resent God for it a little bit, if I'm being honest. And I didn't want to be in Atlanta for my birthday. I at least wanted to be in New York. My best friend's gonna be in New York for her other best friend's art show. I'm like, I love art, I love New York. I'll just do that. Didn't work out financially in the right time. So just the fact that I'm in Atlanta for my birthday, a place that I didn't even want to be here in the first place. Like, as far as like moving, I didn't want to move to Atlanta. And the fact that I'm here for my birthday, it kind of makes me feel a little stuck, if I'm being honest. And you could be like, oh, you sound ungrateful and blah, blah, blah. I probably do. I probably do. And if that's probably what it is. But I'm okay with owning my emotions, owning how I feel, owning that this is my version of truth right now, and trying to stir myself up into joy, because I am blessed and God is taking very good care of me. So I gotta like kind of snap out of that a little bit. So what you see is me actively trying to snap out of that mindset. I'm trying to actively stir up my joy. Atlanta is a great place, and there's so many phenomenal things to do out here. So I need to get my head out of my butt. I wanted to say another word, but I need to pull my head out of my butt, act like I'm grateful, and be grateful. So I'm sweating like a dog because I turned off all the fans in order for y'all to hear me. So I'm about to just finish this up and get dressed. Just go sit at this restaurant, eat these little zucchini chips, have me a little water, maybe a little cocktail, and just sit and be cute. That's the goal. That's the goal, is to remember that I am that girl. And that's why I love listening to Beyonce, because she makes that album, it just makes me feel so good. It reminds me really like that I'm that girl. It reminds me of who I am. It reminds me to be comfortable in my skin. And it was like, I even had this moment where I'm like talking to myself with Tyler Perry. I'm talking to myself, and my sister said, and I said, self, you won't break my soul. Self, depression, PMS, birthday blues, you won't break my soul. It is my birthday week, Virgo season. We are having a good time. Get it together. Self, you will not break my soul. Because sometimes we're our own worst enemies, right? Not trying to be deep or whatever, but I have the power to tell myself, get up. But I also have the power to tell myself, no, it's not worth it. No, things are going bad. No, this and that, this and that. Now, I believe in Jesus and not manifestation. So I'm not going to play into that. But that whole, if you don't think it, you won't see it, that we all know. Like, that's some truth to that. Like, and even if like the power of life and death is within the tongue. I can sit here and speak and indulge in all of the negativity I want to. But if I want to find the good in stuff, then find the good in stuff. I want to be like, okay, well, you're in Atlanta, but you're not in South Central. Would you rather be in South Central? Like, would you rather be taking a break from the drugs and stuff like that to be in Paris just for a moment, just to come right back to it? Like, yeah, you don't have a car right now, but you have enough money to get to Lyft, and you have an aunt that helps to let you use her car. Yeah, you may technically not have accepted the offer, but there's an offer on its way. Trust God. Yes, you may be single right now, but if God put this desire in your heart for you to have a man, he will fulfill it. He is sure and certain to complete the work in me that he started. So why am I acting like I don't serve a God that's a God? Why am I acting like I don't serve the King of Kings and Lord of Lords? Like I haven't seen him come through. So, and today I have to, and the rest of this week, I have to operate from the mindset of knowing, Tarina, you serve God. You are where God wants you to be. You are sent by God. Now, this isn't footsteps that I marched for myself. My footsteps were ordered. I am right where God wants me to be. So why am I acting like that God won't provide? Why am I acting like I wanted any of this? That's the thing. I have to remind myself that the desires I have are desires that God put in my heart. I am a very basic thinker, like when it comes to desire and what I want, very basic. I told y'all, apartment, husband, kids. I've turned down several men because I knew they were not who God had for me. Now, I have to believe that God will honor that with a husband, because the desire of a husband is so deeply rooted in my heart that he wouldn't just leave me hanging. So just wait on God. Trust God. put my faith and my desires in his hand, continue to pray that my will lines up with his, and leave it alone. Enjoy life without the unnecessary stress. What if it doesn't happen? But what if it does? And what if it does happen? Then why did I spend so much of my time in life wondering if it didn't and if it wouldn't? Did that make sense? Like, I don't remember where I heard it. I think it was on TV sometime, but I really carried it with me. That was like, when you sit there and worry, you're living, or did my therapist say that? When you're sitting with the what ifs, you're putting yourself through it multiple times, as opposed to just waiting and being like, oh, this crazy situation happened, let me deal with this emotionally. No, I voluntarily be like, I want to suffer, let me put myself through it, and it may or may not happen. So I'm sitting here stressed over, one, what I feel like God has already promised me, because in the conversations God had with me privately, my husband is in my future. So why am I acting like that's not God? Why am I acting like I don't hear God? Why am I acting like I don't know God? Why am I acting like God doesn't show up tangibly in my life? And two, if that is not what God had for me, then why am I acting like God don't know best? That's that. But yeah, let me go put my clothes on and turn this air back on, because this is hot now. And I am running out of time to be anywhere. So I'm gonna go look cute for a quick second. Then it'll be right back to being a mama. Bye, y'all. I'll be back. Okay, so this is the outfit. It is a dress from Target, a new day. This is me embracing the belly and just going with it. The arms, wallet, and just love it on me. I've been loving on me. What's that from? I don't know. Okay, and I was gonna take my braid down and put it in a, like, just have a ponytail, but I actually like what it's giving. Yeah, now it's 1 o'clock. So I have about 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I am about to just head to a local restaurant. We'll walk to a local restaurant. I'm probably gonna take a book with me to take up a little bit of my time, read a little bit. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just scroll. Maybe I'll just allow myself guilt-free, mindless scrolling, because this is about treating myself. And yes, I look forward to learning, but I also don't. Because there's something about learning sometimes where it just be like, sometimes I just need to be good where I'm at. I just, whoo! I don't got the headspace or the bandwidth to work on nothing else. I just gotta be okay here. Okay? So yeah, maybe I'll save the book for another time when I'm less fragile. Yeah. So let's go eat. So yeah, that is what I did. I went for a walk to a local restaurant. I looked cute. I got me a little drinky drink, a little appetizer, an hors d'oeuvres, if you will. And I just sat there, felt good, watched and listened to some podcasts, Here's the Thing, and enjoyed my time. It was just about being cute, feeling good, reminding myself that I am that girl, and I kept that same energy for the days leading up to my birthday. The next day, I went to Atlantic Station. I went shopping at H&M, which felt so good, you know, referring to my weight loss surgery and the non-scale victories. It just felt phenomenal to shop in a new store, and I did a little try-on haul on my Instagram, so follow me there if you haven't seen it. And the next day, the day after that, I went to Ponce, finalized my paperwork for my job. Yes, my job. So that came right on time. And guess what, babes? Today is my birthday. Yes, right now, as I speak, it is August 27th, the morning of my birthday, and I am celebrating. Wish me a happy birthday. Cheers to 34. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for going with me on all of my mini journeys. I love and appreciate you guys so much. Talk to you guys later. See you in the next video. Bye, babes.